Now, Israeli media reports the United Arab Emirates has summoned the Israeli ambassador over Tuesday's strike on Doha. There's been no immediate comment from the UAE and Israeli foreign ministries. I'm here in the studio with Luciano Zaccara to speak about all of what we've heard in a bit more detail. On that note, Luciano, I mean, there's a big difference, as we were saying, between expelling an ambassador and summoning an ambassador. It is key to remind our viewers that the president of the UAE was pretty much the first foreign leader to come here, the show of solidarity after the Israeli strike on Qatar. What should we read into all of this, given that we are expecting that major summit to be taking place here on Sunday and Monday, the Arab-Islamic Leaders International Summit, designed to coordinate a response to Israel's attack?
First of all, that there's a big unity between the GCC states now, like a long time we haven't seen. So the fact that the Emirates were the first one coming here and making a strong statement against the attack and summoning the Israeli ambassador, I think there are very strong signals that in this summit, in the next week's summit, we will hear something more than declarations and condemnation, that we will see at least some measures that can be taken at diplomatic level, at least to exert more pressure on Israel, something more coordinated, at least between the GCC states or the Arab states, if not something much bigger. And it's true, one thing is to summon and the other thing is to expel or to call back the ambassador, but there are small diplomatic steps that can be taken in order to escalate the unrest that they feel about what Israel did. So I think it's a very important step to consider, because before, I think, it was a long time ago that Emirates did something like that with Israel. So, shall we expect something much bigger? Still, it's too early to say. But I think that there are many signals that they are signaling that on Sunday or Monday we will see something much bigger, at least in terms of concrete measures that can be taken, at least in the GCC context, considering that all GCC states have made very big
and that could extend to things like trade, to travel. What might that look like? Can we speculate?
Yeah, it depends on how deep are the relations that they have. I mean, Emirates has a very strong relation with Israel right now at trade level, in terms of security, technology, tourism. So all this can be specific areas that can be targeted. Recently, they canceled the presence of the Israeli defense companies in the defense fair in Dubai. So this is a small step, but it's an important step because it's the most important military fair in the region. So there are small steps that can be taken to exert pressure to say, okay, not everything will continue as it was after this. So this is a game changer. This is something that cannot happen again. And once you attack one GCC state, you are threatening all the 6 GCC states, even though you have relations with them. I mean,
Qatar, after the attack, said it had the right to reserve the right to respond, but any response would be within the context of international law. Now, we expect there to be legal action taken. The Qataris have already made that very clear, that they would do that. They know whenever they do make this joint decision, along with other Gulf nations on Sunday and Monday, that they have the weight of international support behind them. We've seen it at the UN Security Council, robust, joined-up thinking when it comes to the condemnation of Israel's action here in Qatar.
Exactly. I mean, the United Nations Security Council resolution with 15 votes out of 15 shows that there is a strong legitimacy of the Qatari claim, and this gives the Qatari government the right to act within the international law without doing anything that is illegal, but with the strong support from the international community sustaining the Qatari position. So any measure that Qatar will take and any declaration that will be supported here in the summit will be according to the international law. And Qatar already said very clearly that despite what happened, Qatar will continue its efforts in negotiating and mediating in this conflict, and they will not abandon the traditional path that they have chosen in order to behave within the international community, which is following not irrational path, not belligerent path, but peaceful path.
So they will not be deterred from continuing in their hugely important diplomatic role here. Okay, many thanks for that, Luciano Zaccara.
Don't miss out and get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.